Hey everybody, it's Adam from Daggerfish with a supplementary video for our Handline Fishing Field Manual. In this video, we're going to be talking about the different tackle options you can have on a handline fishing trip and why you might want to take each different one. We go over all of the tackle we're going to cover in the book in detail, and we're not going to cover how to tie all these different rigs. There's lots of videos out there about that. However, in this video, we're going to be talking about what you might want to consider to build a minimal tackle box that you can take on your handline fishing trips, and that's what I have here right now. Let's start by talking about what comes with a Daggerfish handline, which is this. This is our basic bait setup here. It includes a float, it includes a couple of Aberdeen hooks, a lead-free split shot, a lead-free jig head, and a few rubber grubs from Trout Magnet. This is a really effective basic rig to get started with. I've caught most of the fish that I've caught on handlines using just this little setup, sometimes with live bait. And this will work across a variety of situations, in particular for subsurface fishing. This is going to be included. It comes inside of the top of each of your reels. But if you want more than that, you want to fish in a broader variety of situations, that's where these other options come in. And all of these are going to be available at most tackle retailers, bait shops, big box stores, all that sort of a thing. And I'm just going to go over some different options that you have for building different kinds of rigs. Let's start off by talking about what we need when we cast a handline rig, and that is weight. We need a little bit of weight on the line in order to cast effectively, whether we're using a flick cast, a toss cast, or a whip cast. So that weight can come from a variety of different sources, and all of the different options here have a little bit of weight placed differently. So let's start by talking about our sinkers, because that is maybe the most obvious form of adding weight to a line. I have a few different sinkers here. Besides the split shot that comes in the basic kit, you could look for sinkers like these bullet sinkers, these drop shot weights, or alternate drop shot weights. These are made by a company called Rocky Brook, and they're actually made of stone. And that's a great option for lead-free fishing. All the tackle that comes in the basic set is lead-free. If you want to continue fishing lead-free to make sure you can fish in all sorts of waterways out there, look for options like these that don't use lead. These drop shot sinkers and bullet sinkers can be used for, obviously, drop shot rigs, but also for Texas rigs and free rigs. And really, if you wanted to go the most minimal, all you really need are the drop shots, because that will give you the ability to do a free rig as well as your drop shot rig. So these kind of sinkers, very effective for a bunch of different setups. Moving on, let's talk about hooks. So a weighted jig head like these, also very effective for handline fishing. It adds weight to the end of the line, helps your lure get down to where you want it to be. And if you are sight fishing or able to do jigging, that is a really excellent and easy way to start with handline fishing. If you are fishing a little bit further away, you can also use these jig heads, especially these rounded mushroom ones, for fishing in a Ned rig style. So that's where the jig is bouncing along the bottom with a rubber grub or rubber lure attached to it. So both of these also very effective for a variety of different casting and fishing setups. Some other hooks that you might want to have: a bent shaft or an offset shaft hook. This is great for those same free rigs and Ned rigs, really excellent for bass fishing. And you may also want to get something like a circle hook. We recommend circle hooks pretty heavily because they are really effective at setting the hook in the fish's lip instead of deeper in the gut hook, which is handy with hand linings, especially when we can't feel the strike as effectively. Look out for circle hooks. These ones we use with our drop shot rigs and some other stuff. Just really handy for all sorts of different circumstances. They're also very easy to set with a hand line because you just need to start reeling. You don't need to do an aggressive hook set. Both of these hooks, because they don't have any weight on the end, will need to be have weight added. But if you are casting something like a topwater lure or crankbait, jerkbait, anything like that, these can be cast basically on their own. They'll provide enough weight for the casting just in the body of the lure itself. When you are shopping around for crankbaits to use with a hand line, you want to look for baits that are going to be more effective with a slower retrieve. So something that can be jerked and reeled, very effective with a hand line. Slow swim topwater lures like this frog are also very good for the slower retrieve that a hand line has. And over here, we've got other options to add weight to your line, and that comes in the form of weighted bobbers. We'll start off by talking about this, which is our preferred weighted bobber for handline fishing. This is called the Adjust-A-Bubble. It's made by a US company. It's made out of bioplastic. It's very cool because it does a couple of different things really effectively. The first is that this will work as a slip bobber, and you'll notice in my kit here I have lots of these slip bobber stops because slip bobbers are a really effective form of handline fishing rigs. I've got this set up with a little streamer, and you can see that it's working right now as a slip bobber, but if I wanted this to work as a fixed bobber, I would just twist it so that that bit of surgical cord locks out. Now it won't move along the line and will still allow me to add the weight of this bobber to the cast. The other cool thing about these is that you can add a little bit of water to increase that weight, and they'll fit perfectly inside of the handle of your daggerfish. We do sell these on our website. You can go check out our little packs of casting bubbles, and we offer them as well with our streamer kit, which is a great way to get started with handline style fly fishing. However, other kinds of slip bobbers and weighted bobbers are also effective. So this is a pretty standard slip bobber, and you can see that I've rigged this up with a little bit of weight from the jig head and then that same bobber stop. This is a great way to cast, especially if you're casting like from a boat, canoe or something like that, where you don't have a lot of space to make a large cast. A slip bobber and a flick cast is a great way to get your line positioned where you want it to go. In addition to slip bobbers, weighted bobbers like these, which you can find at any bait shop or big box store, these are also very effective for adding weight to your cast, letting that line go out, being pulled by the weight here, and then allowing the lure to sink naturally in the water once it lands. So if you have a topwater lure or fishing maybe a topwater fly, you can use these. Topwater flies are more challenging, but you can certainly fish a topwater lure with the added weight of these bobbers. Really effective though for subsurface fishing where you still need the weight of the line to get out there, and then the natural drift of the lure as it sinks. So all these are also really effective tools for hand lining. Lastly, we'll talk about just briefly some rubber grubs. Whole mess of varieties of these. Find the one that you think is going to work best for your particular fishing situation. These are the ones that we use for some of our Ned rigs, or excuse me, our Texas and free rigs, and these little ones are really good for Ned rigs as well. If you have a belt box like this, you can use this to carry live bait. If you have one of our fly wallets, you can also use that to carry flies. And with all of that, this is going to give you a tremendous amount of variety in fishing circumstances, going after different species, and best of all, it all packs in very neatly to one of our field bags. So with the combination of a field bag and a chest strap with some of our strap snap products, you can carry a complete fishing setup just on your back here. If you'd like to learn more about different options for handline fishing, different techniques, you can find all that information in our book, the Handline Fishing Field Manual, as well as on our website, daggerfishgear.com. Go there, download the book, explore around, and we'll see you there.